That's right. I'm dancing. Going wild. Underneath the desk. That's B-Phlat. We're color coordinated tonight. She's in Philadelphia. It's Tighten Up Tuesday at Flat Out Funny on Instagram. I'm Chris Denman in St. Louis at Insta Denman. Chilling with my new turtle. Got some brown card action. Some rum. We'll tell you about all that, but it's all about B tonight. Look at that. Her hips are greased. Her elbows are free as a bird. She can mash potatoes. She can do the twists. Sounds of Noel, thank you for making the music part of the night. Deja's on the engineering desk tonight. She's got a new shirt to pick from. What an evening. B, welcome back to your show.
It's good to be back. And I've been preserving my little piece of voice.
There's a little something.
Yes, because, believe me, this past weekend in St. Louis wore me out. But it was amazing. It was just amazing. And then, I got to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor in the morning.
I make sure you're nice to them. They're your friend.
Last blunt.
You think ever?
Well, for a while, at least till after my show, and then I'm going to put one in the glass container and put it up on top of the wall. If they break in case of emergency. But other than that, I got to do what I got to do, Chris, because I have to have my voice. I'm just going to be resting it. I want to make sure I'm prime and optimum and doing what I'm supposed to do. I have to tape 2 shows, so that's going to take a lot out of me.
It's so wild because your style, I get it, but B-Phlat, because of the way you perform and the energy that you give and everything else, like it's really normal for most road comics to do 5 shows in a weekend, and boy, your voice is wrecked after a show and a half.
But 2 shows, because I give it my all and I do a lot. I mean, dancing, rapping, tap dancing, all of that. So
it's a show, people.
That I smoke blunts, so I'm going to stop.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of announcements coming. She is filming her special here in October in St. Louis. I know. Looking forward to hearing more about it.
And so am I, considering we'll be talking about it tomorrow.
We will?
Well, yeah, because I did tell my manager that I needed to preserve my voice today for Tighten Up Tuesday. So she's like, let's chat tomorrow around 12:30 your time. So that's what we're going back to. Anyway, Chris, that ain't got nothing to do.
Hey, it's Tighten Up Tuesday. It's the DIY and comedy show. Thank you, everybody. Solange is in the house. Shout out to Solange. I got a birthday package, B. Shout out to this show and Too Funny Moms. All these nice people. She sent a turtle. Nice. She sent some rum. It's a turtle, and there's meaning for it. She sent some laminated explanations. It brought a big smile to my face. I got a brown card, which Deja was inspecting and was a little dubious. She wasn't quite sure she would accept it, but it says right here it's good for all access.
Hold that card up again. Hold that card up close to your face. You almost there, Suge White. All you need is a little tan. You be brown skin. You getting close to the card, Chris. Then it's official. It's official.
Oh no, it should be an interesting one. B, do you have a tight show planned for the evening?
I have a very tight show planned for the evening, and a very good show because I'm trying to get back to the roots of my show.
Oh wow,
the roots of music. Yeah, and you know what? Tonight's show is based upon 2 different emails that I got that came in asking me to explain things, and someone is getting ready to redo their kitchen in Detroit. I think they're in Detroit. I wrote it down. It's I have to when I get to it. They hit me up saying, I saw how you did Movita's cabinets, but I don't understand the process. Same way with because you know what it is, I'll do those time-lapse videos. So you'll see me doing things and I only explain a little bit. So I was like, people want to know what type of paint to use on cabinets, what to do first, what to do. And I never go through those steps. So that's what I'm doing tonight based upon an inquiry for a frugal flip about Movita's kitchen. Because a person is redoing their cabinets and they saw how I just flipped them over instead of going to buy cabinets. I don't blame them. And then with me pinning Naomi's couch in St. Louis. And how did I make that like one whole thing that you can actually lift off? Those are just different questions. So I'm entertaining all that tonight.
Wow. Well, there it is.
Stuff because I'm glad that people are inquiring and don't just always want to see me get up and act a fool and dance. They're really interested in what happens and how to tighten up things, tighten up Tuesday. So it's challenging for me to do that. So
yeah, I mean, anytime you're, showing people how to do a flip or anything, that is time that you're not plugging things.
Whatever.
Or doing shout outs.
I was talking about while I'm actually doing the flip. It'll take me a long time to explain it and have to get clipped up and edited. I ain't talking about on the show. You trying to be slick. You better be glad I can't even get all fly and cuss.
You gotta choose your. It's all about word economy tonight.
I gotta pick and choose my battles.
That's right.
I see you taking advantage of me. You trying to take advantage of my vulnerability. I see how you do.
That's how it goes. It's tough. Tough life. You got Cheryl, Pat S, Solange, Pack 93, MM, Irina.
That's what's up.
Veronica Williams, some other folks in the chat. Dunja, hey, Mr. Big Chris, hey. V. Frazier, hey, Chris, hello. Shout out to Matumbo Coffee, by the way. Drinking some of that today. Tanya Maston, all kinds of great folks. Lena Love. Big night here on Tighten Up Tuesday.
As always, anytime people tune in, it's a big night on Tighten Up Tuesday. Because we are still the little engine that could, should, and would. Now we're the little engine that would. We get it done, Chris.
If the grumblings are true, B-Phlat, you're making moves. Sassy 81's here. Dr. Kim, Miguel, love Miguel, Kiana. Adrian says, Adrian, are you best friends with Adrian? Adrian says, hi, B-Phlat, my best friend.
Did you say Adrian or is it Andrea?
Adrian Eliza Houghton.
All right, then. Yes, we are. I guess so.
Yeah, there it is. Quincy, Mindy, everybody. Makisha, Abby. All right. Sassy 81, Mindy.
All these shout outs, definitely give one to Daphne and Lauren.
Boom.
So there you have it. Kind shout out to Mighty Kind. Oh, Chris, they represented Saturday. Key came through like the woo. She was passing out the samples and drinks. We ran out. I could not believe
I wouldn't know. I wasn't invited.
You weren't coming out there. Not that you would have been the only white person. No, it was plenty of white people. It was a motorcycle thing, so it was people from all over. But Chris,
just because I look like an extra from Sons of Anarchy doesn't mean I mesh with those folks. Is that what you're saying,
Chris? I call myself being inconspicuous. So I mean, everybody knows me.
This should be good.
But this is what's funny. If you would have came with me, everybody would have known. They would have just assumed that you were a bodyguard. And nobody would have come up to me. I'm serious, because what happened was when I got there, and it was about 4,000 people there. It was crazy. I'm talking about crazy.
Did you perform in front of all those people?
I did, but that was a whole nother instance because the dude said I only had 10 minutes on his mic, and then I had to cuss him out, and that was a whole nother long story. Because that was a whole nother long story.
Got it.
Make a long story short. My bodyguard came with me, and her name is Deja. Because I knew that I was going to have to keep it moving.
Deja?
Yeah, her name is Deja Betts.
Oh, Deja. I was like, Deja? You've been training?
Her people work for Sexy Red. She works for the big celebrities when they come into town.
Ski.
So make a long story short, you would not think she's a bodyguard. You would think she in my clique because the golf cart came to get us at my aunt's house. So it was me and my sorors and Helen, just like 6 of us, all girls. We had our chairs. We over there. This lady walks through the stage after they had just made an announcement saying, do not walk in that area. That's where B-Phlat's performing. So this one girl tried to be slick and walk back. Daisha chopped the shit out of her neck, her arm. She was like, she got embarrassed in front of everybody. And it threw me off because I was like, Daisha, let the people pass. She was like, no, she violating the space. Oh my God, everybody, after that, even people that knew me, they kept coming up to me saying, tell your bodyguard I'm your cousin. Tell your bodyguard I know you.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible because the girl, then she came back through trying to be fly, and then they were talking, and Deja ended up giving her a hug. They calmed it because I was like, Lord, I hope, because she carries her gun and everything. And I was like, I hope that she don't have to chop nobody else in the neck.
All of a sudden, I don't feel so bad that Key was harassing me with photos of an ex-girlfriend's back of her house. Key's texting me, don't you know somebody over here?
It was funny. Everybody that came with me ran into somebody that they knew there.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So after that, even my uncle was like, I said, Daisha, that's my uncle, and that's my uncle. I said, these are my uncles and my cousins from Kansas. They can take a picture with me. Because she's all like, back up, back. I said, those are my uncles.
The way you run things, there might as well just not be borders or fences or anything in the venue because...
Well, see, that place, it was people that came from all over as far as Houston. Mm-hmm. And they rode in on there. They had a host hotel right there on Kirkwood, on Lindbergh. And a lot of those people saw me on Sherri Shepherd. And when they saw the flyer, because they were like, oh, I want to meet her. So people were coming up to me that I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? And it was getting ridiculous. So Daisha was great at keeping it crisp. It was crazy.
I bet Daisha had a very busy day.
Sunday, she talking about, do you need me again? I was like, hell no, I'm good. I don't need you chopping.
MM said he brought 2 whites of his own.
He did. That was on Friday. We kicked it at the meeting. I'm getting to that. Let me keep it pushing.
All right, sorry. This is the comment section bringing us over.
Yeah, Key had me do this. I was, get her tent.
You're so hip.
Her little face. I am hip. But I was kicking it. And I'm just glad that we ran out of Mighty Kind, Chris.
Good.
And they were passing out the little code where you could, let people know where to order and all that. It was just amazing. So that's the part I enjoyed because I know I'm going to get a lot of hits. Because people kept coming up to me and was like, yo, what's in this? What's in that? I'm fucked up. Because I kept announcing it. I kept announcing it on the mic. And people were like, yo, where they at? Where they go? I was like, He's walking around. Just go over to the table. They said, I'm fucked up. I was like, buy some. Yes.
I could have came and read the flyer.
They repped hard. And they were there for like 8 hours.
That's awesome.
At least 8 hours, yeah. So, shout out to that crew. Let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to Lavette. She sent me I haven't even used it yet. Lavette Bostic sent me an Amazon gift card that I'm going to use. It's you can throw that back up because that's a bed. Those are the sheets that B Squared sent me. Because remember
Taco Bell Tuesday will never be the same.
My bed swole up 20 inches. Trying to get the deep pockets.
I bet it did.
Yeah, so Bev, thank you, Beverly. She sent me these sheets. I already got them on the bed, and I do appreciate her. It was a nice thank you note. So now I need to buy another set of the, I'm probably going to get like 2 more sets, maybe 3. I'm not in a hurry to buy a whole bunch of deep pocket sheets. They are expensive. But I figure I could just have 2 or 3 good sets, just wash them and throw them back on. Until I get maybe like 5, and that's all I need. You don't change I change my sheets like once a week. Like most people. I don't do it like at the hotel every day. That's why I'll be saying, get the hell out of my room. Y'all ain't got to change my sheets every day. Shit, I'm at home right now.
Got it.
Just give me some towels. So, thank you, Bev, and thank you, Lavette. I do appreciate it. Let me go ahead and show our pictures. Thank you, Daisha. Because I moved through this, Chris. That was my day when I came in for my meetings. And I got to meet the Kranzberg. And what's the gentleman's name from the St. Louis Opera?
I don't know, but he's like the director for is it St. Louis Opera?
Yes, St. Louis Opera. So it was cool hearing him and Kathy sing. So just let people know music at the intersection.
Andrew Jorgensen.
Andrew, that's right. I kept calling his name.
Yeah, so yeah, so we've got the podcast studio here. Nancy and Ken Kransberg are the folks that have the Arts Foundation. The foundation puts on them. They've changed this entire arts district. They put on Music at the Intersection, all that. They're wonderful people. And they were here. Nancy records here. She does a kind of a current events show on entertainment or arts in St. Louis. So they were here recording, and Ken and her stop by every Friday. And B-Phlat gave them an earful as only she can. It was great. It was great. And Andrew was her guest on her show. So
yes. So shout out to them. They make it all possible.
Boy, do they. They're wonderful people. Yeah.
Right? Yes, they are. Next photo. This is us kicking it Friday at the meet and greet. See, Mark brought his 2 white people. So we were having a ball.
Mark showed up with the standard 2 Caucasians. Yes.
And I don't know how Mark got up past the barricade. He parked across the... And I was like, how did you even get over there? They were not... I didn't ask. You know Mark know everybody.
He finds a way.
Because we took the golf cart. Every day they came to pick me up. I was like, I'm not trying to drive up in there. It was too chaotic. So it was fun, and it was great that they came to hang out. We kicked it. Thursday and Friday. You know, Mark picked me up from the airport. Shit, Mark got my flight. Mark got my flight on his points from Southwest.
Why do you tell people these things?
That's a Picasso nation right there, because Mark, you know, I had all that flight drama trying to get there, and they canceled my flight. Remember, I was cussing the airlines out. You were.
Yeah.
So at the
what a nice guy.
West, Mark was like, "B, you are not gonna miss your Fox interview. You are gonna be there. I'm gonna give you my points." Because he's like, he has all these points from flying around with Linnell, and I didn't have enough on Southwest, and I wasn't buying them because buying them costs as much as a ticket. Yeah, that's why you got to give that shout out, because that's love right there.
It's amazing.
Thank you. That was a gift to me. He's like, no, you're going to get here. And he came to get me.
He says he's about that flash rag life. He loves him some me. Right. Yeah. That's very cool. Right.
That was very nice of him. That's love right there. So I appreciate that. Next photo. We have a meeting tomorrow, and I want everybody to know they will be getting the Zoom and the agenda in the AM. I'm a little behind on this because I've been so busy. But we, we're always on point. We're not missing no meetings. So we will be meeting tomorrow. I'm posting this in the AM and sending out the agenda and this so we can all get ready for the meeting tomorrow night. But everybody knows they're the first Wednesday of every month. So you should already be planning for it. But I'll see all my committee members tomorrow. I have just great stuff to report, just like we got our Forvis donation from Tina's job. And Chris, I have to talk to you about that, sending them the letter. They granted us some money. So, we getting that money, Chris. They get ready to go up on the podcast as a sponsor like Mighty Kind. We got to show. You remember how last year I showed our sponsors. I have to get that together, like as of the next episode.
Yeah.
So things will be a little crammed since we're doing it every other week.
It happens, but all for good reason.
All for good reasons. And last but not least, before I jump into doing my CashApp dance for my CashApp people, I would love to show our lovely photo shoot from the this is the Kickback Collaboration. KOOL. With a collaboration. So you're looking at...
Oh, you chose a different spelling than the...
Yes.
I would have never guessed.
You would have never guessed that. The Kickback. So we have ASC Money on the end next to me. Stogie Gang, that's the cigars. Right next to Kyron is Marcus. He's representing the Knockout Riders. Bruce represents... he's standing next to him with the leather on, representing the Crown Royal Motorcycle Club. Helen represents HB Promotions. And Damon represents Gateway Linens. And most people that came last year, if you were at the event, they recognized Damon from being there, providing the Mirror X machine and our tent and just everything that we needed, the tables and linens.
So cool. I love that. Yeah. That's a great photo. Looks nice. And you all look like you had a good time. Yeah.
And they've been really pushing the staycations. They're staying at the hotel, and it's really, they're pushing it amongst their group. And most of these people have motorcycle gang, they got like 4,000 people in there, all over within there. But we're really marketing, to St. Louis people in terms of the staycation. So that's the thing that's really starting to jump up. More St. Louis people just hanging and staying down there with the Picassos. So that's what we're really pushing, and I'm glad it's coming together. And our early bird registration ended, so now we're at regular registration, and it's still a layaway plan if you want it, but for the most part, early bird is over. Now you got to pay the regular rate. So we're keeping it pushing, and there you have it. So Chris, I of course got to show some love to Lavette and Cheryl. There's always that running early bird Cash App people, and I always appreciate them. It's Lavette Bostic and Cheryl Merrill, Verna Hendricks, Phyllis Smith. Who am I leaving out? Kathy Lafer, always. They always hit me up like tonight and tomorrow and all the way up until the next Tighten Up Tuesday.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I love that. And because Kathy always sends me money for dancing, I have to get up and do Jane. Tell me.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
I'm so sick.
That's right. Deja's rocking her new t-shirt. Shout out to Solange because she's on the ones and twos. Here's how it works. B-Phlat has custom dances she'll do. If you send her a little change for something strange on Cash App, $ B-Phlat, BPHLAT. Make it happen, people. MM wants to know if you took those pictures at White Castle.
Now that's fun. First of all, everybody stayed at my aunt's house, and there was only one bathroom, and somebody kept blowing up the bathroom, and they kept saying, "That's because I had the White Castles." We was like, "White Castles are banned from the South. Quit eating them damn White Castles."
Yeah, that's a problem.
White Castle in Kirkwood, in that where the Walmart is.
Deja, put that photo of the photo shoot back up, just so B realizes why she's.
Because that was a problem in our household. It was like 9 of us at that house in one bathroom.
He said, was that at White Castle?
No, that's actually in the atrium space at the 21C Museum Hotel.
It's a very nice art hotel.
But outside into that little space. Yeah, it's like an indoor-outdoor space.
If you look close, there's some chicken sliders off to the side.
You know what? We have so many nice photos and
chicken rings.
This is the one that I picked just to show on the show because we don't have. Unlike you, I don't be showing like 10 WWE photos.
WWE photos. Yeah, where's the burgers? Where's the sack of burgers? Why not a photo of that from your White Castle photo shoot? Oh.
No, we had a really nice photo shoot, and I'm actually going to show on Facebook. So, but yeah, we had a White Castle issue at my Aunt Naomi's.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's a rookie move.
Like, stop eating them damn frozen White Castles and going up. She had the frozen ones in the freezer, and then they would go and get them from the White Castle. We was like, girl, leave that alone. You tearing this house up. All right, I do have to say that the Finna and the There They Go shirts were a hit at the block party. We gave them away, and people were like, yo, I want that. I was like, go order them, buy Jack. So I was saying on the mic to people to get out your phone, go, bflat.com, go to buyjack.com, that kind of stuff, just letting people know, go to Mighty Kind, all that. Because people were asking, so I just, I had the run of the mic, so it was easier to just shout things out on the mic. And once we gave these shirts out, we gave out a shirt and a Smokers hat. And we gave out a There They Go shirt. People were like, oh, yo, I need that. I'm from the Lou. I was like, get it. So, yes, I want people to get a shirt. Get a shirt because you'll need to rep during music festival. On Sunday, when you're not wearing your Picasso shirt, you might want to rep with one of these shirts. And they will be for sale at the music festival, at our tent. Next.
Irina just reminded me that we have a sensitive mic and they can hear me breathing into the microphone, and that drives me insane. So I'm doing my best. I'm going to stop.
You are breathing in the microphone. Why are you doing all this?
Trying to breathe from my nose elsewhere. I don't know.
Oh. Well, Chris, you know what? It's your mic, and you got to do what you got to do.
I need a little cough button to press when I'm not talking.
You need some ginger chews.
I've got a bag of ginger chews from Solange.
and ginger candy. See, because they're so spicy, I can only suck on them for a little bit. Then I just put it up here on the desk, take a couple licks, put it back. It goes on for like 3 days, but it helps. See how we digress over dumb, crazy shit.
We do be digressing.
Anne's flash rag. It's 9:30, and I got a lot to get through. Anne was in Santo Domingo on vacation.
Nice.
Rock flash rag. So shout out to Anne in Jacksonville, Florida, on her vacation, visiting the DR. So I love that people are still getting these flash rags because sweat ain't going nowhere. You're going to always need them. So I'm showing this Frugal Flip redo, one, because I have to go over to Movita's house on Thursday to finally finish the outdoors. Either the weather or no heat in the house has really been preventing me from finishing up this project. And then since I've gotten so busy, I just haven't been able to go. So I'm always calling Marquis saying, I'll be over there on this day, and then it's bad weather. Because I really need to finish the outside. I'm doing this because this is where I left off for In Naughty in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They're the people that are redoing their cabinets and wanted me to kind of explain what type of paint and what I did in terms of working on Movita's kitchen cabinets, which is definitely a money saver. We just spent money on paint and knobs. So the first photo shows where I left off and what I'm going to finish up, and then I will be done with Movita's flip. Oh, when I get done doing her flip, I'm going to thank you, Deja, for keeping me on point, because I was about to say I'm going to go back and do the DYK, but since we are here, and y'all know I'm on that mighty kind, and some tea, and a piece of blunt. This is a very interesting DYK, Chris, and it's dedicated to my family. And I don't know if Deja can show the two pictures simultaneously, but she can show them one at a time. But this is my fourth great uncle, Willie Nelson. And I would like for you to show the next picture of his wife.
You're just going to graze over that name?
Well, I'm going to go and explain about them. This is his wife.
Wow.
Her name is Miss J. Amushia, Native American, Sioux Indian in our family. So I'm just going to read this really quick because this is the information and things that are going to the Smithsonian that I will not have access to after October 12th. Willie Nelson and Miss J. Amushia, the fourth great uncle of B-Phlat's family, my fourth great uncle, and he was a Buffalo soldier, married her, and they were on the Trail of Tears together. They were the first African American and Native American to own land in Cotton Plant, Arkansas, and they bought our family's freedom from the Nelsons and moved the family to Missouri. And that's where we were established in Meacham Park, which is the first black free settlement west of the Mississippi. So when I was home, I took all of these pictures, and those pictures are actually made or shot on metal tins. So they're really delicate, and they're like really thin, and they're just, everything in that book is like super delicate. You have to touch it with the gloves on, and it was just interesting because I was on the phone with my cousin Deborah and my aunt Naomi, and they were just giving me all the history, and I was writing things down and naming the pictures because I took about maybe 20 pictures of different photos of just all the interesting people in my family and just our history in terms of what we've done.
It's wild.
To get stuff from her for the Smithsonian. And I was like, wow, we have a lot of firsts in our family, especially coming out of Arkansas. So now I'm going to be like the first Nelson to have a Netflix special and be like super dope, famous.
That would be really cool if you did get that.
What I'm saying is it's going to go down in history. And then they'll be able to connect me with the Smithsonian like 50 years from now. And be like, oh, she's a part of that meet. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, Chris, I heard you listen. Nah, Mark. I told you it's going down because we've already talked to the people. It's happening. It's happening. Just get your paperwork together.
Just sign. Just sign.
And I ain't even worried about that part. That part is done. I'm waiting on my money. Going over creative. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on my money.
Yes, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, you are.
Let me go into. I'm gonna give Chris the side eye. Let me go. Let me go into foot because I want to show where I left off, and I'm gonna be finishing it up. I can't take it anymore because I need my tools back. And thank God the weather is getting better, and I can go and work outside, and it's gonna be great weather this week. I'm actually home this weekend, so I'm looking forward to finishing up Movita's house. So I'm ready, Deja. Thank you. That's where I left off. And that
Oh,
man gave me
wow.
looking like that. Yes. So I have to paint, I have to do some cement work. It's only gonna take like 2 days. You see the bag of cement. I've already put it up. It's been put up so it doesn't get bad. And I'm just ready to get that done and just make it pop and just, let it can't nobody I wouldn't want my house left like that. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? Although
Yeah.
I cleaned up, I swept all that stuff up. But I do have to paint just those two little areas around the door and under the awning. And that's it. And then I'm done in that.
It's going to look so much. I mean,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, it is. And I can bring my tools home. Thank you, Jesus. So this is for N. Natty, Natty, in Grand Rapids, who reached out to me in a long email about how did I do this and what did I use. And they don't know how to use a sander. And I don't know how many cabinets they're working with. And I don't recommend they just hand sand them unless they got a whole bunch of people working on it. But I use my little tool. So I'm just going to go through what I used. So this is what it looked like before. Very English, old Gothic hardware, shiny laminate, polyurethane on the cabinets. And I didn't like the cuts in the wood, the grooves, very dated, very 70s. So I said the next photo showed how my plan was to just, that's why I opened up the cabinet door to see what I needed to do to make that be the outside. So my plan was to fill any holes. So that's what those two white dots are. Fill holes so that they can be smooth cabinets instead of that ingrained and etched wood on the other side. So I had to drill holes and fill those holes. So that's the part that you don't see. So where I took the cabinet latches off and the old hardware, I had to flip it to the other side and actually, and drill the holes and refill those holes with wood putty so that once it all dry, we can sand it down and then just make it nice and smooth. So the next photo, I think it's a photo, yes, shows how we took all the cabinets off.
Wow.
We laid them out in the living room area. And then our task, it took Jan and I spent maybe about 3 days each working to sand these with my little sander to get all that, the shiny polyurethane off of the wood and make it nice and, flat, nice, get it down to the grain. So that's what the next photo shows. I think it's a photo. It may be a video. It is a video. It shows me working on those cabinets. And that's where I was saying, I'm hoping you're watching this. This took us a lot. It's a lot of work just doing that part because we had to do that and the cabinets. And we used a power sander. We didn't use a big sander. You see that little mouse sander that I have, and it took the two of us to do that.
Wow.
And the person said that they don't have a sander. So I recommend you get this or buy a big sander if you have that in your, if this is a project or if you do this kind of work, then a big sander would come in handy. But I'm not sanding no big projects. I'm done. So my sander's put up. I just use my little bitty mouse, one that I got as a gift from Dennis. He knows I love this kind of stuff. So it worked for me and Jan because I wasn't working by myself. But I wouldn't recommend just trying to hand sand cabinets and all of that if you can't afford to buy a sander. You see what I'm saying? If you want to cheap route, then you would just have to paint over your existing cabinet. But like I said, I don't know their finish. I don't know what's on their existing cabinets. I just know that they want a solution to redo them. So I would suggest that they sand them, unless they just have nice smooth cabinets that they just can paint over. But with this, you see, we had to do the work, sanding the drawers and all that good stuff. And once you get done doing all that, then you have to take a nice bucket of just warm water and wipe all the wood down and the dust. And so it's a lot of work if you're going to do something and do it right. Because once you start painting, you don't want all the dust and all that stuff, all the leftover gook in the grain. And see, I do stuff right, Chris. You see, I moved the stove out to do all of that. Because some people, when they do this kind of work, because they be like, I ain't moving the stove, they don't paint the other side of the cabinet. That inner area, and it looks ghetto. If you just don't do it right, they be like, oh, people don't see that because the stove might be there. But I figure just do it right, because what if the person moves the stove, then it's not done.
Right.
It just looks tacky. I just feel like if you're going to do something, do it right. So that's why I moved that stove out to clean it and make sure we paint the inner part of the cabinets that you don't see. So this was our trick, and I do recommend anybody doing anything like this, if you have to paint a whole bunch of slabs of wood that are basically the same thickness, just lay them out like that on a tarp and just roll the paint right on them instead of trying to do them individually. So this was Jan coating the cabinet doors, and we did buy a heat resistant paint that's easy to wipe down at Home Depot. It was a Glidden paint, and I asked about it because of course you're in the kitchen and grease pops around and you want to be able to wipe the cabinets off in case something gets up there without the paint coming off. So that's where we spent the bulk of the money, on a good paint that is heat resistant and it won't bubble and warp or like boiling things at the stove or whatever. So that's something you definitely have to, I recommend a good heat resistant paint, which we used on the stove and the refrigerator. And even though they're two different style of paint, one is for wood and one is for metal. So there's a heat resistant paint for wood and for metal. So we use white metal, heat resistant paint on the refrigerator and the stove to touch it up.
Great work.
Yes, thank you. So this just shows, before I put the hardware on and did the touch up around the edges, what it looks like at that point. And I just think it just looks so much better. We cleaned the backboard. The backsplash, we didn't do anything major or spectacular.
How different that looks.
Yeah, it just looks totally different. I tell people, a can of paint can really do wonders for things if you do it right. So just kept it simple, and it looks so much better. And it really looks nice now because it has a really nice gold knobs on it. And I'll probably take some more pictures once I finish up the outside, just so people can kind of see the last things that I have to do over there. So that was for
great work, B.
Grand Rapids. Thank you, and I appreciate her asking, about the cabinets, and I hope that was helpful. And if it wasn't, I'm sure that she'll probably email me again or say, maybe ask me for some things. So I do know that I'm going to be like a Lowe's influencer or creator. They just keep reaching out to me, and so I finally actually talked to somebody. I'm not always about that email shit, because a lot of times I think that it's like spam. But I was actually on the phone with a person about it, because they said, please call them about doing and getting discounts at Lowe's. So I'll be able to, put stuff up here and say, go here, you can get it, and that money will go to Picasso's and help pay for the podcast. I'm always down for getting some money to pay for the podcast. So let me go ahead and jump into my DIY. And we're moving right along, Chris. We're going to be done right at 10. But
V. Frazier. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to do some CashApp dances for Candace and Ruth and Divine and Irina, because I am. Deja going to give me some nice music, and I'm going to hit it and then jump into the DIY, the feature, Boom. We got a good Irkson Works. We got a great Ask Chris Deasy.
Oh, wow. Big night.
3 flyers. And we're going to be done in 20, maybe like 25 minutes.
Kathy loves it. Says beautiful. Made a difference. Love the cabinets. Shout out to Kathy.
Thank you. I know people want to be reviewing stuff. I do a bit, but I want people want to see. But Chris, let me tell you how we're breaking it down.
Oh, please. How do you break it down?
540, maybe playing by the
Oh, wow. You learned from Sexy Red's staff. Oh, okay. Hi. There it is.
Get it there, please.
Well, good for you.
All in front of my mama. My mama almost got us beat up. We leaving. I'm in the car with my Uncle Ricky's driving. Dacia's in the back. Mama in the front seat. We stuck in traffic. Young girls are walking past. Mama got the window down talking about, y'all need to take your ass home. What you got on? You too young to have that on. Oh, y'all look a goddamn mess. So somebody says, shut up, old bitch.
I said, that's so hurtful.
No, it's not, because Mama was wrong. Them grown girls coming out. We leaving. It's 11 o'clock. This is when the young people come. And she all drunk, talk about, what the hell you got on? I said, Uncle Ricky, roll up Mama window before Daisy got to get out and shoot somebody. I got to get out and slap a bit. Because the girl said, shut up, old bitch. I just started laughing. And I said, Uncle Ricky, please roll up my mother's window. The young girl punched my mama in the head. And then I got to get out and fight one of these heifers. Deja might have to shoot a bitch. I said, this is why people don't need to drink. And then, Chris, we had to make my mama leave. Everybody was going. And I said, Mama, everybody in the family is going. You leaving? I ain't leaving. I'm riding back on the cart. So my Uncle Ricky said, no, Dale, you're leaving. We're all leaving. I said, Mama, everybody is going. These young people are coming up here. This shit don't end till 6 in the morning.
Oh, my gosh.
She said, I ain't going nowhere. My Uncle Ricky, so that's why she was mad in the car, started talking shit, and then talking to them young girls, talking about go in the house and put some clothes on. What the hell you got on? Leaning out the window. I said, roll the window up, please.
Out the window.
My mother she leaning out the window, talking to the young girls, telling them to put your clothes on. What are y'all doing coming out this late? Y'all ain't... I said, please, Uncle Ricky, roll Mama's window up and lock it. Because she's going to cause us to have to fight. These young girls, they
as documented, I'm going to drop the link in the live chat. In B-Flat's This Is Not Happening, over 2 million people have watched this video, and it does revolve around her mother.
And now they see what I got to deal with. And she's a piece of work. And she's going to talk about, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm riding on the cart. And we're like, no, Mother. The whole family, everybody is gone. You're not going to be here and get ran over on the hill in your little chair. You're the only person sitting here. Everybody else is dancing. And there's thousands of people coming up here. And they're going to knock your ass over. So my Uncle Ricky, her brother, he's like, no, Dale, you have to leave. So she had an attitude.
So she was hanging out the car, roasting outfits, like Joan Rivers on the side of a red carpet.
She's a damn piece of... And then everybody... Oh, Chris, I'm posting the video of her dancing because she kept doing this. And I said, Mama, everybody can see your pad. Your depends, because she's about... I said, Jesus. And then they talk about, now we see where you get it from. You get it from your mama. My mother would not sit down. She was up dancing and cutting a fool, just like she was doing that music at the intersection last year.
Incredible.
It's not. All right, let's show Let me jump into Anne's DIY. I love that. You know I love that Anne Carruthers and Jacksonville is always going back, looking at episodes and doing things that she feels that she needs around the house. So when she first showed us this, everybody recommended that she use these trays and that she spray paint the trays. I'm sorry. So these were trays that she got from like her Christmas decoration, all the little balls and the little shapes come in the plastic. So she recycled those, and what she did was spray paint them. So that's what I wanted to show. So this is what she showed us before, where they were clear. And most people were saying, we can't see them. We can't see how she used them. So the next photo shows what they look like spray painted. Now that makes a big difference. Yes, and I like that. And it's a nice pop of gold. And now you can see like where the little Christmas balls used to sit. One looks like a candy content, like with the chocolates. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you use, this is what makes the difference in terms of her spray painting them gold, making it pop. And now we can actually see that they were recycled trays. So shout out to Ann again in Jacksonville, who's always doing these amazing projects. And that was from episode 120. No, episode 59. And episode 120 is when we asked her to, we were like, oh, can you spray paint them? Or that was a suggestion so that we could see them pop. Yes. Yeah, some leftover gold spray paint from Christmas. That's what I'm talking about. Use what you have instead of going out. Be frugal. That's right. So next we have the flip, which I did I'm showing it as my feature, but it was my flip that I did blindly for my aunt in St. Louis. And Penny Pickler sent me a long email because she's trying to do this for her couch. And she wanted to know how I pinned it. She had a couple different questions. And did I use regular safety pins? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And I just made it look decorative. So I'm going to go through and explain to her the type of fabric, how I pinned it. She says she's still trying to figure it out. So I'm going to explain to her where the pins are and how you can lift it off as one sheet and put it back on. And my thing was to do that this weekend, but everybody was sleeping on it. And I couldn't get down there. I forgot people were coming. I was like, damn, I can't even show people how it comes off. They had it all fucked up. And I didn't even want to be down there because it was a little messy because people were staying down there.
Sure.
And you know, I have OCD. So when I would go down there, I would just go to the dryer, use the iron, you know, be like, let me get back upstairs. Because if I look at this shit, I'm going to be mad and be like, and make sure you put that back. And make sure you put that back. And
Gotta keep them more.
Yeah, but I just wanted people to relax. So that's why I was like, let me just take my ass back upstairs. Okay. So initially when I found this fabric, because it's fabric, it's actually four curtain panels. I was like, oh, I want to use this. It's easy to use. I don't have to worry about it. I can just tuck it. But the length and the way that the pattern on there flowed, it wasn't enough fabric to cover the sides. And I didn't want you to see that. That couch is like it's an actual, that pillow that's on the end, which is like a rust color fabric, like a graphic pattern. That's the pillows that match the couch. And it's like an orangey, burnt rust color. I didn't like it. So I didn't want you to even see any of the orange. So I said, let me show you the next photo. That's the couch. And I was like, no, that's not popping down here with what I'm trying to do. So that's when I decided that I can use these panels. And that's when I was taping them up to see if it would work in terms of me putting up and making a room divider. Because I knew it wasn't going to work on the couch.
Right.
So now, like I said, my aunt is as they call it, a collector. She had collected like 20 sets of shower curtains and different runners. So we decided to use these fabrics. I just look at them as fabrics for what I'm going to do. I don't be like, oh, it's a shower curtain, I can't use it. It's fabric. So the next photo shows how after I started opening up all these different fabrics, you can see these shower curtains that I decided to use after opening up like 20 packs, which I use for different pillow coverings. I decided to use these. I found them. They were a neutral color, and the shower liner was the actual fabric instead of the plastic. So I said, I'm going to have to cut the grommets off because as you can see, I have it hanging over the couch. I was just throwing it up there to see. But that part I had to cut off, so I had to take into the account for a fabric that I'm losing on each panel. So I wanted to make sure the next photo shows me tucking and playing around with it, because I wanted to make sure, like, once I cut these things off, it'll still cut the grommets off where you actually hang the shower curtains, that it'll still be enough fabric to cover the whole couch and the sides, and you won't be able to see any of that orange. So that's me just kind of playing around with it. And that's my aunt sitting there going through paperwork, and we're just kind of making sure that once I start pinning and tucking this couch the way that I want it, this fabric is going to work, and I have enough of it. Because I did have to use a little stitch witchery in the iron to bring some things together, but I'm going to show where I did that. So the next photo, and we'll go through these quickly because it just shows me tucking it and just making sure it all fits. And that's what the next photo shows. So that's
nice.
Yeah, this is something that I wanted to make sure. I didn't want that fabric on the arms of the couch hanging in the front and flapping like that. So I wanted to make sure that was covered. So it took another pass of me coming in, pulling the fabric down. So once I tuck and fit that, you still can't see the orange in the front part on the armrest part of the couch. So the next photo shows me playing around with some fabrics and figuring out which pillows I'm going to cover and how it's going to look like once I bring it together. And I was like, oh, I don't like these black pillows on here. I'm going to do something different with them. I do like the leaf pattern, the white pillow. So this is just me figuring out what other shower curtains, because all of those are shower curtains, that I was going to use to play around with. So the next photo, I think it may be a video. Yes. This shows me pinning the couch. Now what I'm doing is pinning the fabric to the couch so it doesn't move on that part, because I needed to tuck it. It's a two-part thing, because I needed to tuck it because it kept sliding.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a really slick couch. So the next video, and I'll show you what I ended up having to do. I had to go back in and unpin it so that I could just tuck it down in it's like a little groove. I'll show the groove.
Yeah.
I'll show where I stopped pinning. Yeah, because like once I got it together, then I was like, okay, now it's not sliding around anymore. I can unpin it from the couch so that it could be like one piece. But initially, I flipped it over. I was like, I need to pin this shit because it keeps moving around. So once I tuck it. So the back of this, it's tucked in. So there are pins going down the sides and all the way down the back. And I pulled it as tight as I could to pull the wrinkles out of the shower liner. So that's the shower liner on the back pinned to the fabric. So if you were to pull this piece off the couch as one piece, the fabric that's tucked in would just be hanging. And you can put it right back on the couch as that one piece, and then you would just tuck along that back top rim that fabric. But initially, that's where I had it pinned. Like I said, I had to go back in and take the pins out because, like I said, it was sliding around. I was like, nobody's down here helping me or holding the fabric steady. So I was like, I need to just figure out a way to keep it together so that I could pin the back and get it all together. So the next video, I'm going to show where I put, it's not a video. It's that's why I wanted you to see the groove where it's tucked. If you were to pull this off, that's just going to come out. And once you put it on there, you just tuck that piece back in between the actual wavy part of the shower curtain and the shiny, slick, smooth part of the shower liner. Just tuck that part in. The next photo shows me cutting up other shower curtains and covering the pillows, and pinning them. So I would have a smooth side and a pin side. I would pin it really cute, so if you wanted to show either side, it wouldn't matter. I didn't want it to look like, oh, I just pinned these damn pillows, and it looks tacky. So I was very strategic in how I folded. Those are actual table runners they were thick as rugs. And I ended up using thicker pins on them, but pinning it so that they look nice, and you can't even really tell. So in the front part is where I use stitch witchery to make it seamless because there are 2 shower curtain layers underneath each other. So the part that you sit on is a shower curtain, and then the part that it's connected to, like that thick line on the front, is another shower curtain underneath. And that's where I just use the iron. I put stitch witchery and I just ironed along it. I let the steam hit it. I just held it right up against it so that those panels can be one piece. So that, like I said, when you lift it all up, all of that is tucked in and it'll come right out. And then you can put it back on and tuck it right back in. It'll fit perfectly. Just like that. And you'd have to really be up on it close to look to see the pins. So, but
Beautiful.
have it. And like I said, I pinned those pillows, even that bolster pillow, I just twisted the ends, tied it in like a cute little knot, and then pinned the knot down. Some leftover fabric.
B-Phlat,
So,
everybody.
thank you. That went out to Joy, a.k.a. Penny Pickler. I guess if she has any more questions, she's gonna have to call me. I'm gonna send her my number and I'll do a video and I can walk her through it. But I'm gonna see her attempt, and I told her I definitely want her to send me her photos of when she gets done doing her couch. So there you have it, Chris. See how we're moving along in this 10:55, 10:56.
Everybody loves it. Great work.
Thank you. I'm glad that I like explaining the process. So you can actually
You do a great job
to do it while I'm doing it. Because like I said, the videos get long and I got to edit. I ain't got time for all of that. So I like doing it like this. I'm glad when people are interested in what I'm doing. All right, well, let me go ahead and do our irks and works. This irks and work came in from Solange Lewis. Shout out to Solange in New York.
Busy week for Solange, sending brown cards and booze and T-shirts. Nice, very, very, very nice person.
You ready? You got the photo, Deja?
Oh, nope.
I emailed her back. All she had to do was send this people. Everybody know the work. That is ridiculous, Chris. That's the elevator. You are wrong for being on the. That's nasty. That's like the people that be on the airplane with no socks and shoes on and walk to the bathroom.
Yeah, you can't. And I'll grant an exception to children on a summer day that just came from the pool or something. Like even then, you flip flops. You don't want to walk around.
And that's carpet.
So what's the work?
Put your goddamn socks and shoes on. You nasty.
There it is. That's
the work. You nasty for standing in the elevator like that. Oh, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely. She obviously was irked by that because she had to take a picture.
Well, I'm gonna have to take this L for the Caucasians. I believe that was a Caucasian person.
Yeah, take that one. I should have took the picture of the man coming down the aisle with his socks off and shoe barefoot going to the bathroom on Southwest Airlines on the plane. That is nasty. And
was he mentally there? He was a capable person.
Capable person with blue jeans on and had on a dope little, nice little hoodie, cute hoodie. Older gentleman. He ain't have no socks and shoes on, walking straight down the aisle
into a public bathroom.
Into the public bathroom that it's always piss on the floor in the airplane bathroom until I get in there and get done wiping up the floor and wiping everything down. But yeah, I should have took a picture of that. But see, I can't do that. I don't know how to catch that kind of stuff. I don't know. I never really see it coming. It's like, I don't want to try to be inconspicuous. I don't know how to do that. And I be like, oh, wait a minute. Can I take a picture of your feet while you walking down the right? So,
right. Hey, since you're a fucking idiot, can I take a picture of this?
You're about to go to the bathroom and standing there on the wet, nasty floor. Can I please take a picture? Yes. So thank you, Solange, for that photo.
Yeah.
And anybody else that wants to send in some photos that they're irked by. Because forgone, whatever it is. I didn't show my irk and work pictures. I'm saving them for next week.
Okay. Because
I took 4 of them at Naomi's house. Things that I'm irked by.
Oh, no.
And then when she sent that, I said, oh, no, this beat out my shit. This beat out my irks and works. Because she had to get that. No shoes in the elevator. Anyway, let me do my Ask Chris Deasy. Where my music at? Oh, I'm ready.
Ask Chris Deasy. Very important part of the show. I would say easily the most anticipated section of the show. Shout out to B-Phlat for continuing the segment. Oh wow, what's going on back there? What's happening here?
Oh, weekend. I was like, oh. I was cutting up. Right on one side.
I'm glad you made it. Look, you guys had a good weekend.
I had a great weekend. It was us being on Fox News set the tone because
Fox 2. Fox 2.
Fox 2 Now. I keep saying Fox News. I'm sorry. On Fox 2 Now morning show, it set the tone because people kept coming up to me and kept saying, I'm here because they were like, oh, I'm from North County. I'm from Alton, Illinois. I'm from so-and-so. I'm from Springfield.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were like, I'm from so-and-so because we saw you on, the group, y'all talked about this on the morning show. And I was just shocked at the amount of people that watched the news that early in the morning. And everybody kept saying, we saw you on the morning show. We saw you on the morning show, so we decided to come out.
It's wild. Yeah. Fox 2 and other stations here in St. Louis are still very relevant.
Yes. So that was great. And then they let us, talk about the event. Bruce got an opportunity to show they had us bring in, you saw it, Chris, bring in some of the things that they were giving away because they were giving away rally towels and they had t-shirts, Crown Royal t-shirts to sell. So he brought those things on live and they, that just let people know that solidified that we're legit and we got a chance to talk about the Picasso package, music at the intersection, all that stuff, what we're doing as a collaboration.
I love it.
I appreciate Fox for doing that. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. You all killed it.
Yes, we had a great time. So, all right. Well, our next episode would be June 18th. So be on the lookout. Make sure you're watching Tighten Up Tuesdaze, supporting the show, sending interesting information. I do want to give a shout out to Cheryl Paulette. She sent me a DYK, but I want to let her know we already did. Alice H. Parker. She invented the individual duct ventilation for furnace and heating. So I just want to let you know, because she sends me things and everybody doesn't always remember or keep up with what we've already featured in terms of the DYK. So I just want to let her know I didn't want her to think she's doing all this in vain. But that was a lady that we already featured. But yes, I love when people send me questions, send information, send their flash rag, photos, t-shirts, all that good stuff. You know where to send it. frugalflip@gmail.com. And go ahead and show my 3 little flyers. And Chris, what time is it? 10:05. We're done. We are done.
Juneteenth celebration, America's Beautiful Park, Colorado Springs. That's June 14th. Essence Festival, Sarai events. That's July 4th through the 8th in New Orleans. Mr. K Comedy presents with Antoine Scott, Fredericksburg, Virginia, in 7/20. That's July 20th. Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Retreat 8. That's August the 4th through the 6th. Kiowa Golf Beach Resort, Charleston, South Carolina, and Laughlin for Labor Day. Boy, you are really wearing out those miles to St. Louis. Epic events. St. Louis, August 31st. We'll see you here. And wow, full schedule, bphlat.com.
Full schedule. I'm going to show you what my daddy bought me.
That's really nice.
Wasn't that sweetie gave it to me at the dinner? Everybody was thinking me cussing out the airlines.
That's hilarious.
Southwest card.
That's thoughtful. That show's a big one.
Thoughtful, yes. Yes, I'm looking forward to this. This is next week in Colorado Springs. One of my third favorite places to perform.
Yeah. Darius Bradford, very funny. Joe Torre, B-Phlat, Brian Sullivan.
St. Louis people are going to be rocking it and kicking it in Colorado.
That's a big one.
Great. All 3 of us are from St. Louis.
Yeah, and all of you have, obviously everybody knows Joe, and then if you're tuned in here, you know B. If you don't know Darius, Def Jam, ComicView.
Patrick Entertainer, used to write for Said.
He's a St. Louis guy, but he's got some serious chops.
Yes, he does. And then, of course, a shout out to Mighty Kind. Make sure you get your Mighty Kind I'm drinking the new flavor, the Delta. It's a mango, but it's a new strain. It's 20 milligrams. This is their new can.
Wow.
Delta 8. It's Delta 8, not Delta 9.
Uh,
Hemp derivative.
There it is. Hit up bflat.com. Use that promo code Picasso to support B and Mighty Kind. Irina, I'll just say happy early birthday. Irina's one of your most supportive fans. Always nice to everybody. A wonderful person. Happy early birthday to Irina. She's saying, Chris, ask B if we can have a special tut next week, Tuesday, to celebrate our birthday. But that wouldn't be my idea of celebrating.
I'm going to have to do some special stuff for Irina on her own.
She deserves it.
She does deserve that. I'm going to have to really pump her up on the 18th, but I'm going to do something special for her for the 11th. And actually, let me write it down for her birthday, because I'm going to be leaving to go to Colorado. Yeah. So I got to get my stuff together. Irina's birthday.
If you haven't yet, go to bflat.com, check out all our tour dates and all the information of upcoming events. Big shout out to Deja tonight. And we're busy here at Midcoast Media, and BuyJack is part of that. BuyJack.com/BFlat for all of your merchandise needs. Give us all a follow on Instagram. Give Deja a round of applause for her hard work tonight. B, great show. Proud of you. Keep on kicking tail. Congrats on everything. Yeah.
Going out with a dance for Rhoda. Yo, because she just cashed at me.
Rhoda's in the house. M. Gabrielle Smith-Tobin, Kathy, everybody, anybody else whose birthday it is, Quincy, Solange, all of you, wonderful people.
Happy birthday, Quincy.
Oh, no, I don't think it's his birthday coming up. I was saying hey.
Oh, just for whoever's birthday it is. I'm warming my hips up, Chris.
There it is. Get them loose.
Oh.
Awesome show. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Tell a friend about it. We're back June 18th. Be sure to look out for Two Funny Mamas this Thursday with all of us. See you then.
Talking too loud. I can't hear the music.